Roberto here for another video review, this time of the Mr Kipling Spooky Chocolate and Vanilla Slices. Yes, just in time for Halloween. Yes, those of you who have been around for the channel for a couple of years or so, you would have known, well, basically around that time I was reviewing lots of different Mr Kipling slices. They're all sort of different variants, basically the same thing really. You had like a sort of coloured top and a coloured bottom, so in this case it's a chocolate top and a green bottom. Well, there was ones where they had like a red bottom and a white top and a red top and a white bottom, and all basically like two different colours, and then flipped around every way, which way possible, basically. But they didn't have a sort of filling in the centre. Now the slices generally have a sort of filling in the centre. You can see I've got some other ones here actually. Yeah, you can see that sort of filling there in the middle. But these ones didn't, and they were like a lower calorie version, basically, what they were trying to achieve at the time. And yeah, so it's a bit of a funny one. They sort of didn't quite taste as good for obvious reasons. It just didn't have that filling in, which makes kind of a big difference. You have like a fondant topper still, but yeah. Now you notice there's 8 of these as well in this pack, but only 6 in this one. So that's another thing that I think I noticed at the time. Or at least in this case, I definitely have. And there's 8 of these ones, but only 6 of these, so it does make you wonder. Yeah, this is basically just a cheaper product, but nonetheless, I think they could have easily got away with, unfortunately, putting just 6 in this one, and you haven't. So it swings around about. I don't know what to make of that, but clearly, and I'm not too sure on the price either, to be honest with you. But but yeah, I think basically they could have, essentially just done a 6-pack like this, and charged the same price, and just on the back of it being a Halloween product. So I don't know, I'm not sure what to make of that. Gives with one hand, takes with the other, basically. So imagine these. I'm not sure. I don't know how good they'll be as a gist of it. So we'll obviously have to find out, and that's what we're here for. But yeah, I think they look quite nice. I think they very much look Halloweeny. I think there's a reasonable effort on making it so. I mean, it's basically the green part that makes it Halloweeny, isn't it? And obviously all the packaging, the spiders' webs, the ghosts, the bats. Try and point to the right one at the right time. It's got the movements are not reflected, but I think I'm looking in the mirror because I'm looking at the camera screen. So left is actually, right is actually left on the screen and stuff. It's actually the correct way around, but I can't. But I'm used to looking at the mirror and moving. So anyway, yeah. So bats, ghosts, cobwebs, spooky trees, green stuff. Yeah, yeah. Let's have a look at the back then as well. Let's have a see. Now, what does it say? Chocolate and vanilla flavour sponge, topped with a decorated vanilla flavour icing, 26%. The ingredients, there's lots of stuff. It's got palm oil in there. See palm there. Anything else of interest? Possibly is, but there's the ingredients if you need to see any. There's some palm there as well, palm fat. I'm not sure what the real difference between palm fat and palm oil is. I think basically they are roughly the same, just from different parts of the palm plant or, whatever. Chocolate and vanilla flavour sponge, topped with a vanilla flavour purple icing and green drizzle. There you go. So that's the sort of beautified expression there. We've got the 100% natural flavours and no artificial colours, no hydrogenated fats, suitable for vegetarians. There we go. We've got the calories there. 100 grams, 405 calories, 18.3 grams of fat, 7.1 of which are saturates. So usually chocolate bars and things are 500 to 550 calories, so this is obviously a lot less. We've got per slice, 26 grams, 109 calories, 4.9 grams of fat, 1.9 of which are saturates. It's not bad calorie-wise, not bad. I think, I'm trying to think if the old ones that were similar to were attempted to be under 100 calories. I'm not sure. I mean, have a quick look at this one compared to per slice. Not too much difference, 126 calories on these ones. There we go, yeah. Alright, But nonetheless, I guess it adds up. But yeah, so it's not, about 17 calories difference, basically. Well, while we're at it, may as well check the fat difference, I think. Why not? Let's see, so we've got per slice 5.8 grams of fat, 1.8 which are saturates, 4.9 grams of fat, 1.9. So saturates fat's the same, but the actual fat is slightly less. About 9 grams less. 0.9 grams less. Alright, yes, okay, well, there we go. I don't know if there's much more to say. I mean, they come in like an individual sort of separatable packets, these, so you can separate them, basically, so, but there's a lot less in this space than you think. That's another problem with this product, really. It'll probably really, actual sort of amount of cake in this is probably half of what it looks like on this, and it's covered up by the packaging, really. But we'll find out when we open it. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I like the colours. I think it looks very Halloweeny. I think we should give it an open, find out more. So let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, we'll just give these spooky chocolate and vanilla slices from Mr Kipling an open. Yeah, very much a Halloween product, I think you'd say. Although mine suspiciously goes out of date well before Halloween, but there we are. So something to always check. Right, okay, so let's give it an open. It's got like a tear here and there. Just on that side. Some of it is recyclable as well, it says. Oh, there you go. Mr Kipling trademarks, designs and logos appearing on this pack are owned by Premier Foods. Premier Foods make a lot of the cake party type things, especially for other companies. I think like Cadbury's and things like this, I think, have Premier Foods stuffs. Alright, so there we go. So you can see here, like I was saying before, it's got like that weird, I don't know what like an accordion type thing going on here, where you can see the individual cake bits, but you can look at the gappage there, can't you? You can see, you know, and then also there's the lips at the top. I mean, the amount of actual cake in this compared to the space that it looks like is so much smaller. Yeah, it's crackers, really, crackers. Yeah, it's a pain to prove it as well, because you have to take it all out to do it, you know, and to measure them all up and things. You know, it's just you know, but you can clearly see, as I say. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right, and as I say, you can lift them up, and separate them, hopefully. Put them in like a kid's lunchbox, like that. It's just, you know, it's just excessive packaging. It's just a lip at the top that doesn't need to be, really. I wouldn't say. I know you can justify by having the peel and things, but that's what really makes it. I mean, it's obviously a bit of space in there. You can shake it a bit, but it's the lip at the top that adds the most extra space that's not needed. You know, so yeah, bit of a pain, that really. All right, let's give it an open then. Yeah, time recording, I've done about 840 reviews, believe it or not. These 840, it's not 900. 840, yes. Yes, if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Yeah, and then somewhere in some corner I'll put a link to a place of all my other reviews and some cake bar reviews as well, and possibly some Mr Kipling ones. Yes, after you watch this one, go check those out. Hope you enjoy those too. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's there's like a little lip there to peelage. There we go. So really all it needs is that little lip. I can't get this thing's not sticking to my hand. I can't get this off. It keeps coming back. Go away. Leave me alone. It's like, look, it's attacking me. I just cannot get rid of it. Okay, it actually flew off in the other direction, I believe it or not. The static on it was ridiculous. Right, okay, let's get stuck to the bottom. There we go. Alright, so we can sort of prove in a way now, if I get the bottom layer here, if we sort of put it on, you can see there just how, you know, how much more actually one thing is there. So if you look at the, give it a bit of a measure, I might use the actual ruler here, the measuring stick. So it's not, you know, give or take a millimetre. It's about 18.5 centimetres wide, that, maybe a bit longer actually. Yeah, about 18.5. But this itself, for test of purpose, it's about 2.7, but we'll say 3 centimetres. You know, so yeah, so there's 4 of them in here. Well, we'll say 3. Well, we'll say what it is actually, because that will add up quite a lot over time. Yeah, so it's about 2.7. Sorry. So 5.4, 10.8 centimetres. All right, so it only really goes up to about here. So you've got like almost 2 extra cakes. Oh, we have got 2 really, if you count the lip and stuff. Yeah, so 10.8. So as I say, 10.2. Was it 10.8? Did I say? Yes, it's just about there, basically. That's 10 point. That's 11 centimeters here. That point there. So you know, it's crackers, that, isn't it, when you think about it? And then of course the actual height as well. Look, you've got the height problem as well. You can see all this space here. So imagine, you know, the actual length of it here. It's about 7 centimeters. But the length of the actual packet, about 10. Just under, well, about 10. Maybe just under 9.8, 9.9. But you've almost got 3 centimeters there. So 3 times all this length here, which is essentially over 5 cake bars, because don't forget there's room for extra ones. So let's just say 2.8, you know, what's that, 5.6. 5.6 per 2, we've got about 5.5, almost 6. So 10 centimeters. So you know, you could fit, just with the two at the top, an extra one here, and you can imagine it if you actually put it at the top there, which you almost could do, you know. You basically could fit in at least 2 extra cakes there. So you've got an extra 1 and almost 2 on the sort of like the diameter, and 2 at the top, basically, or 3 at the, is it? Yeah, 2 at the top, we'll say. So basically, there's 4 extra cakes you could fit in at least there. So it's pretty poor, that, isn't it? It's pretty poor, that. All right, let's go on to the actual cake itself then. So it's quite sticky. You see there's some residue when I put it on here. It sticks a bit, you know. Quite sticky at the bottom. You can see it's sort of like a different. It's like at the bottom. It's actually different because you can see it does go up to the top there, like a sort of extra different kind of sponge at the bottom almost. You got the. It does feel quite moist and looks quite moist. As I say, it's sticky at the bottom, and so it's got that sort of fondant topper. We'll just give it a bit of a proper measure. I do have some calipers here. They might be a bit. Have to be careful not to scrunch it. We'll just make sure it's on 0. Yeah. Okay. Apologies if there's some kind of alarm going on in the background. Someone's alarm's going off. It's a great way to start the day if you're still in bed. About 7 centimeters there. Be careful not to squidge it. We'll do it at the bottom. Yeah, about 2.6. Could be slightly, you know, trying to squidge it a bit. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, but at the top it's a bit. It's probably about 2.7 at the top. And do we do the height? Height's a bit wavy. About 2 centimeters. So it is a bit higher in the middle. Yeah, both squidged it a bit. About 2 centimeters roughly though. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think the bit weird on that. I don't quite know why it wasn't. Yeah, it's a bit higher in the middle anyway, but it seems to still come out at 2 centimeters. I'm not sure. It looks like it's higher in the middle, but I don't know how that's happening. Yeah, I think it's actually. I think it's higher on one side as well, so you can see there. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it should be higher, but I don't know. About 1.8 on one side. I think it's just one side is a bit deceptive. In this side here is actually pretty much the same height. Even though it doesn't look it, so I can't quite. Yeah, I don't know. Very strange. But anyway, around 2 centimeters, about 1.8 on the lower side. Let's give it a bit of a split. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. Alright, so you can see the green layer doesn't really go very far on the inside either. It's very much just on the outside, at least on this cake anyway. Which is perhaps a bit disappointing. You'd probably expect it and hope it to be a bit go a bit deeper than that and be at least half the cake, but it's clearly mainly chocolate, which I guess is technically not bad. You know, chocolate sponge isn't too bad, but you know, well, I'll say that chocolate sponge looks nice and you'd think you'd like it, but it tends to be a bit quite plain actually. Chocolate sponge. Yeah, it does say chocolate and vanilla flavoured sponge topped with a decorated vanilla flavoured icing, so it's really just coloured vanilla sponge, not really. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what it tastes like. I think. See if it is quite moist. See if it is. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It's not got a drizzle in the middle or whatever. Yeah. Let's give it a go. Let's do it. It's quite muted, I think you'd say. You can see it on the camera. It looks like it's a bit dark, and it just is. It just is a bit muted. You can see, you know, like that. It does look a bit. You know, the bottom bit looks quite colourful, but the top a bit muted. I guess it looks almost like it would glow in the dark. I don't know if it does. I don't think it does. But there we go. All right, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Okay, let's get these Mr Kipling spooky chocolate and vanilla slices. A taste, very much a Halloween product, I think you'd say. Yeah, so we've got one we handily, well, they come in these little packs, but we've got one that we opened earlier, so it's a bit, we examined it a bit, but there we go. Yeah, a bit disappointing how the sort of the orange, but the green doesn't seem to sort of go all the way through. Yeah, I think the actual, I was saying that they look like had a different sort of type of sponge at the bottom, but I think it's just the green that's kind of baked a bit. Because you can see there, actually clearly seems to go up at the back. Seems to definitely follow the green, so yeah, focuses in properly on it, but there we go, yeah. You can see there, can't you, that it's clearly following the green, so it just looks like it's turned, the green stuff has turned a different colour when baked. Alright, well, yeah, let's give it a taste then. So, is it nice? Let's find out. I've always been a bit disappointed with these in the past, these sort of Mr Kipling slices. They've always been a bit plain, but this one feels quite moist. Smells like a cake. But does it taste nice? Well, let's give it a go. It's okay. I mean, basically the main taste comes from the top. I think it gives it sort of a bit more of a nicer, well, a bit more of just a taste really. I think the rest of it's just quite a bland sponge really. It's not overly moist. It's not dry. It's not particularly moist, the actual sponge itself, you know, and I can't really taste much difference between the chocolate and the vanilla sponge. I mean, it's mainly chocolate anyway that you're getting. You'll see there, you know. Yeah, so, I don't know, mainly it's the topper, really. That fondant top. I think that really is what gives it the taste. So it's just a sponge. It's like a lot of cake bars, really. It's all about the bit at the top. Whether it be a cream filling or whatever. In this case, it's a fondant top. Yeah, just tastes like a sort of an icing top, you know. And there's nothing special about it, and there's nothing like really. There's no gooiness involved to make it like a Halloweeny product. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. I think it's bland is perhaps quite a strong word, but it is quite bland. There's not really much going on with it. It's okay. You know, there's nothing really going for other than its looks. Really, it's very much Halloween products. I think it's there for people to buy and just hand out on Halloween, or just to get their kids in the Halloween spirit, which I think it would do, judging from the packaging. It looks quite cool, doesn't it? Having this sort of green sponge and things. I think that's basically it, really. You know, it's just to look the part, and that's it. And it does look the part, but it doesn't really taste anything great. It's very bland. It's very, you know, it's all about that sort of vanilla top. It tastes like all the other slices that don't have a sort of centre. You know, there's just no real flavour to it. You know, it's not flavoured in any way. Really, you know what I mean? There's just no flavour to it. You know, it's just a very generic. Sort of it is literally vanilla, metaphorically. You know, it's yeah. So for that reason, I think there's not really much to say. It's a 2 out of 5, really. It's below average. You know, you might think, oh, it's average from what I'm saying, but there's so many cakes out there that actually have a bit of a flavour, a bit of a taste, and a bit more interesting, and a bit nicer to eat than this one. Cabbage mini rolls, anything with like a sort of actual cream in it, that gives you a different texture at least. Obviously, the top of this one has a bit of an icing, but it's such a nothing thing, really. But it does give it something. But nonetheless, it's pretty much, you know, very boring. You know what I mean? Like a mini roll has a bit of different texture, some chocolate on the outside, the sponge, and the cream. A bit more about it, you know. And I wouldn't say it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's definitely got more to it than this. And so, yeah, I think there's average cake bars. This one's definitely below average because it just doesn't have that great a taste. So yeah, 2 out of 5. It looks good, but I think that's about it. You know, it tastes reasonable. It's not horrible, but it just looks the part, and I think that's the reason why people would buy it. So yeah, although they have done it with other let's say slices before, but they all again had special packaging. You know, with dragons on the front or different animals and things. You know, and they were meant to represent the animals with the different colours. And they essentially did the same as this. They were just pretty much exactly the same, just coloured sponge with very vanilla flavours, basically. I say literally and metaphorically. So yeah, 2 out of 5. But you know, as I say, a good Halloween product, but not a memorable one. Okay, guys, so we enjoyed that review. Follow us on Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Go to support the channel. Link for that's in the description and probably in the top right hand corner as well. Is it this one? Yes. Check out Discord server as well. Link for that's in the description. Great way to support. Well, great way to keep in touch with the community and myself. Leave a comment or free. Like the videos if you haven't already. Subscribe also. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. And happy Halloween too. Bye for now. See ya.